Welcome to the Look at Me Now podcast, the Coach Heather Experience. This is your space for transformation, elevation, and joy. Every week we explore how to live a joy-filled life in your career, your relationships, and in your soul. From your personal life to your professional world, I'll help you uncover how to love yourself more, love others more, and fall in love with your life. Whether it's mindset, movement, or emotional growth, this show is your invitation to rediscover excitement, adventure, and confidence. I'm your host, Coach Heather Owens, nurse, mom, motivator, speaker, and your personal hype woman for living a life that feels bold, aligned, and fully alive. A few years ago, I was sitting in my car outside a clinic in Tampa, sweaty from the Florida heat, emotionally exhausted, and wondering if any of this work was making a difference. I had just spent the entire day trying to build trust, explaining what I do, offering help, and being told no over and over again. But something in me whispered, be kind anyway. Be bold anyway. Show up again. And you know what? That site later became one of my most successful partnerships because I didn't give up. I didn't force it. I invited it with love, with strategy, with authenticity, with trust. And that's what this 12-step journey is about. Turning your vision into unstoppable, aligned action without burning out or without shrinking to fit in. This isn't about being perfect. This is about being powerful. In today's episode, we're diving into, I promise it's going to unlock something inside of you. Whether you're healing from heartbreak, launching your next chapter, starting a new career, or finally choosing you, you are in the right place. So grab your journal, your wine, your coffee, go for that walk, or sink in your favorite spot on the couch, or get ready to drive, maybe put it on cruise, because this is your time. Let's rise together. And now, let's talk about Step 4. This is what happens when you step into your ownership. Step 4 is about radical personal responsibility. Not as a burden, not responsibility as a burden to make you feel badly, but as your next portal to power. This is your permission to say, this is my life and I am building it on purpose. I am in charge of my life, and not my past is not going to define me. My pain is not going to define me. I am capable of anything that I set my mind to. And look for social proof. Look for people who have been through what you've been through who are now successful. Look through people whose partner left them devastated. Look for people who have been through drug addiction. Look for people who had trauma in their childhood. Look for people who've lost their businesses. Look for people who've been laid off for a multitude of reasons or treated unfairly because of their ethnicity, but rose up anyway and became successes. Look for those people and let that fill your mind and your heart with hope that if they can do it, I can do it too. Because let me tell you, they weren't just lucky. At some point, they accepted radical responsibility for their lives, and they said, I am going to do the damn thing. And they did it. Look at Oprah. She is one of the most influential, successful women of our time. And she went through horrible pain, sexual abuse in her childhood. She had an eating disorder. She went through all kinds of issues, and she overcame prejudice, abuse, trauma to be one of the most giving, successful, amazing, influential women in the entire world. You know, and we can look at example after example after example of this, right? To people that turned their pain into power. And if you've never been through pain, that I'm not saying, you know, everybody's been through pain, right? But if you've never been through certain types of trauma, that doesn't make you less than at all. You can still rise up. You can do amazing things. I'm just speaking to, as humans, we typically like to blame other people for our problems. You know, we blame our partners for where we are in life. Well, because I got married to you, I didn't pursue, you know, A, B, C, and D, my singing career, or, you know, I didn't open that electrician business or whatever. No. You're the one that's responsible for your life. So let's get going and accept personal responsibility and get ready to rise up, baby. Okay, now we're talking about step 5 of my 12-step process. And I love today's topic. It's choosing positivity on purpose. Positivity is not a personality trait. It's a discipline. It's a choice. And contrary to, you know, some belief, it doesn't make you unintelligent. For many of us, positive, you know, thinking and being positive is a radical act of self-leadership. Let's be real. There will always be reasons to worry. There's always reasons to complain, reasons to be angry, irritated, sad. There are always, you know, crises in the news, something undone on our to-do list, or if you're like me, several things undone on our to-do list. But positivity does not come from perfection. It comes from the way that you choose to frame reality. You can look at the same situation and see pressure or possibility, a reason to fail, a reason to triumph. That's why step 5 is so powerful, because it gives you agency. Psychologist Barbara Fredrickson found that positive emotion doesn't just make us feel good. It expands our cognitive ability. It helps our brains work better. It expands our creativity. It expands our ability to solve problems and build meaningful connections and build meaningful relationships. It's called the broaden and build theory, and it's one of the most well-researched concepts in positive psychology. When you choose to see the good, even in a tough moment or in tough times, you actually create more options, more solutions, and more momentum. So let's start this in. Let's build this in intentionally. First, let's start a 2-minute gratitude blitz every morning. 2-minute gratitude blitz. Set a timer. Write down every single thing you're thankful for. Write down every single thing you're thankful for as fast as you can in 2 minutes. Don't overthink it. Just flood the page, okay? You're also most suggestible and creative the first hour you wake up in the morning. So if you can, try to do it within that time frame. Gratitude isn't just spiritual. It's physiological. It increases serotonin and dopamine in the brain. This creates a neurochemical climate in our brains. It wires your brain for success. Second, do a reframe relay. Take 3 things that normally irritate you, make you sad or angry, and reframe them. The traffic jam, an opportunity to breathe. A sad patient, an opportunity to love on her. Annoying email, proof that you're needed. Job security. That early alarm, a chance to become who you said you wanted to be. A chance, that irritating, workout, a chance to get healthy. So, third, create a positivity playlist. Make it task-based, one for deep work, one for working out, one for walking into a room like you own it. Your brain associates music with your identity. So let your playlist anchor the energy you want to feel. When I'm working out, if I'm trying to lift heavy weights, I'm going to be playing some Glorilla. I'm going to be playing some Lotto. But if I'm trying to do an intellectual task for me, because I'm just trying to get in the zone, or maybe creative task, I might play classical music, or I might play coffee house or jazz. So, just feel the vibe and match it. Fourth, build a good news group chat. I need to do this one. Start a thread with a few people who are working on growth. Every day share something good, a compliment you got, a tiny win, a mindset shift. Create a space that reflects the life that you are building. You can do this with a group text, with friends. It could just be one person. Next, create a space that reflects the life you're building. Create a space that reflects the life that you're building. So this could look like you want to be a CEO of a company. So try to find something that you can set up a little office somewhere, whether it's in your dorm room, whether it's in your apartment, whether it's in your home, whether it's in your, bedroom at your parents' house. Just try to find something that makes it feel special to you. All right, step 6 is about something that I talk about a lot, but some, workshops don't discuss it, but I think it is so important, and science tells us important, and psychology tells us it is important. It's the foundation, right, for success, and that is nurturing our self-esteem. Because I've learned after working with thousands of men and women, you don't build confidence by achieving more, even though that does help, right? Because every time we take another step, we learn to trust ourselves. So the more that we accomplish, the more that we learn that we can trust ourselves and that we can accomplish things. But the way we truly build self-esteem and confidence is by noticing who we already are. Self-esteem is not the result of perfection. It's the result of consistent, compassionate self-recognition. One of the most powerful studies in neuroscience shows that people with higher self-compassion have greater thickness in the anterior cingulate cortex, the area of the brain associated with emotional regulation and decision making. In other words, when you talk to yourself with kindness, your brain literally gets better at helping you win. Is that cool or what, right? So let's build some practices that can reinforce that inner worth, that reinforce that self-image. So first, let's make an evidence jar. Every time something good happens, a kind word, a breakthrough, a win, write it down, toss it in the jar. Or it could be in a notes on your phone, or just, wherever, a file folder on your laptop, wherever you like to keep it. And on the days when doubt tries to creep in, open the lid or the folder or the notes and remind yourself what's true. Second, create a keep the receipt folder. This is a digital space on your phone or desktop. Save every testimonial, every thank you message, every card, every sweet thing that someone said to you, every "you changed my life." This is your proof. Every award, it's not just for others, it's for you. Third, use the 5-to-1 rule. For every correction or critique that you give yourself, follow it with 5 affirmations. So we've all done this, right? Oh, you're so stupid. Oh, you're so clumsy. Why'd you do that? You know what I mean? Why'd you lose your keys? Why'd you, hit that person in the back? Whatever it is with your car. Follow it with 5 affirmations. It's not, it doesn't have to be fluffy, like I'm a perfect human, but just try to make it true. Try to make it something that you can believe, like I'm learning, I'm showing up, I'm getting better, I'm consistent, I'm kind, I'm growing, I'm improving, I'm learning to focus more, I'm learning to have better self-worth, I'm learning to, not freak out on other people or do this, that, and the third, just whatever it is. Next, do a weekly win voice note. Every Sunday, send yourself a 60-second voice memo. Talk about what your wins, what you're proud of for the week, what made you smile. Your brain hears your own voice and registers it as safety. So when you're saying this and you listen back to it, your voice is like, oh, this is real. And this is how you lead yourself with love. So if you don't have anybody else that's writing you sweet things, do it for yourself. 5th, after every shower, try the body gratitude scan. As you put lotion on or shave or whatever you're doing, get dressed, thank your body. Thank your legs for carrying you. Thank your arms for holding others. Thank your heart for staying open. Because when you treat your body with reverence, it stops feeling like a project and it starts feeling like home. Start loving your body. You are beautiful just the way you are right this moment. Self-esteem isn't loud. It's quiet strength. It's knowing that no matter what happens out there, you are solid in here. You are not broken. You are becoming. You're not too late. You're not too loud. You're not too much. You're not too quiet. And you're definitely enough. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And the world needs your light. The unique, special talents and gifts that you bring to the world that no one else does in exactly the way that you do. If today's episode stirred something in you, hold on to it. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Let it live in your body. Because change doesn't happen when you get more information. It happens when you decide to believe in something better and you back it up with action. This journey is yours, and I am right here beside you, cheering you on, holding your hand, and reminding you. You do not have to chase worthiness. You are already worthy. You don't have to fake confidence. You can start growing it right now. You don't have to wait for your glow up because, baby, it is already started. If this touched you, share it with someone you love. And don't forget to download the free 12-step success workbook at CoachHeatherOwens.com. It's waiting for you. Get ready for the next steps of our series. And until next time, stay strong. Stay wildly, beautifully, uniquely you. I love you and I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering you on every step of the way. And don't forget, you are amazing and you can do anything that you set your mind to. And honey, don't let anybody tell you different.
See that you're good enough.